Okay, there's a couple of places you have to take apart to be able to take this whole thing down. And so what we want to do is take the cover off. Okay, once we take the cover off, we're going to wrap this plastic around it to keep the water from getting on the wall system. Okay, keep it all contained, and it'll go down into a bucket, and I'll show you that in a minute. But let's, first things first, is go ahead and take this cover off. We'll pop it open like this. Okay, that's how you first take it off. There's a couple screws, one here and one here. We're going to start with those two right there. I'm missing a finger. Makes it hard to pick up a screw because I cut it off with a skill saw. Yeah, don't do that. It makes life way harder to do intricate stuff. You got to figure out a workaround. All right, so we got those two off right there. And now we're going to take off the ones that are right here. Okay. All right, first things first, let's go ahead and get this thing here out of the way. Bend it down, pop it out right there. Bend it down, pop it out right there. And this part here has got a little part just hooks on, okay? Just pull it out of there, and then you take it down just like that, okay? All right, then we have a, right here, it's a little tab. Now again, this is on Senville, everyone's different. The bigger systems have 3 of these tabs. There's one here, one here, and one here. On the small, there's a 9,000 BTU Senville mini split. So it doesn't have that. All right, so it just has the one. It is nice if you get a magnetic one, so you don't have to mess around with it falling down or anything. I didn't make it look that easy, but it's easy. All right, so I think that was the end of it. I don't believe I have any more to do. It's possible. We'll see in a minute, but I don't remember doing any more than that. So we're going to pull this down a little bit and pop it off. See down here, you have these two parts right here, and just pull down right there. Okay, and it comes out like this. Move it all the way there. When you pull that down away from that like that, then it's up at the top. Now up at the top they have, let me pull this out of the way. There's down here, there's a couple of things that are pushing down. Okay, they're pushing down on it. So what you want to do is just pop them up. Okay, you pop those, there's two little things you pop up like that. Okay, and then you back down to this again. Pull it down and away. It's possible I missed a screw, but I didn't think so. Didn't seem to be letting. Oh, that's right. All right, I know what I did wrong. Okay, you guys learned through my mistakes. Okay, we do have to take this cover off and undo the wires. It has those wires that you see right here connected. Okay, and they're still connected, so we got to take this off. Let me go and do that real quick. So first thing first, we're going to pop this off here. That's just a little piece of plastic. And there's wires right here, little wiring harness. Okay, so we got to get this little thing right here. So there's little tabs on the side, right there at the bottom. You can pull them down, just push in, and it pops right off. Okay, and then just set it aside. And then this other one right here. Just pull it out. You can see that. Anyway, just pull this out like that and bring it back into this, so it's not part of the, no longer part of the plastic. Okay, and just pull this thing straight off. All right, did you see that now? So there's only really a couple of screws to the whole thing, and then it comes right out. And we're going to wash that up there. This we'll take outside and wash also, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, this one here is set up for a 30-inch. Okay, this is a 30-inch mini split. There's different sizes, so make sure you get the size that's right for you. Okay, make sure you get the one that's made for your size. There are different sizes, so get the one that's made for yours. Measure yours and figure out what size you got. This is the one for the 30-inch. So I'm gonna, again, what they said, don't grab it like this. Okay, there's no elasticity there. Grab it instead from the back. Okay, and the elasticity is right there. All right, so when you grab that, you put it around here. It slips right in the back easier. Let's see if I can get it in there. Very nice. And this top works out real nice. Okay, they gave us the, there's like 4 different pieces inside the package. They have Velcro on them, and there's Velcro up inside the unit, and I'm going to take you in there and show you that in a second. But these are yours, of course. Feel free to cut them to fit. And so I'm just going to measure up there whatever yours looks like. Okay, mine just happens to be a different size. So whatever yours looks like, cut it to fit so it'll fit up nicely and keep the water from getting up there. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about, but I want you to know in advance that this is what that is. So I'm going to take mine, and that's where I want mine, and it just simply cuts. And then I'm going to fit it up there to make it nice and where the water won't get in there. And I'm going to show you that in a second. Okay? So this is how easy it is to use the pieces they give you. They do give you a long one. They say it's for the bottom. I'm using it for the top. It doesn't make any sense for the bottom of my system. Maybe on your system it does. So, but these ones here, they also say different things too, like top and back and all these different things. That don't matter. It's yours. Feel free to use it anywhere you want. And they do have Velcro at the bottom. They don't have it at the top. I'm not sure what the Velcro is on the other one, but the point is you can use these at the bottom to hold it up there and keep the water from getting on the wall. Okay, and I'm going to show you that. Okay, this is what it's going to look like when you're all ready to start cleaning. Okay, I'm going to walk you in and show you all the particulars, but this is the way it's going to look. So it's nice and tidy, real quick. And I mean, you guys are just going to jam on this thing. It works so fast, so good. You'll be knocking them out quick. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and walk you in. First thing you're going to have is a nice 5-gallon bucket all cleaned up, ready to go. So you'll be able to tell what kind of debris you're getting out of it when you do your system. If you start off with a dirty bucket, you won't know nothing. It's already dirty. Start off with it clean. It looks like that. Your system is going to look like this. It's hooked to there. The hose hooks right to it. Make sure you cut your hose to fit. No, it's your hose. You don't need it, 3 feet extra in the bottom of the bucket. Just cut it to where it fits right at the bottom of the bucket, and you're set. And if you have more than one system, cut it to the longest system, so you don't have to buy another extension or something. Anyway, here's the inside. I'm gonna bring you inside and show you the particulars. Okay. Okay. I showed you these things here. Okay. I showed you cutting them. It doesn't matter what they say on them. This is your system. You bought it. You can use it any way you want. If you can use it the way they say, there's not much of instructions, but if you can, feel free. They have Velcro on them for all of them, but it says this was top and bottom and all that. There's no Velcro on the top. Okay, maybe mine's the only one that doesn't have Velcro, possibly, doubtful. So I just use a tack on a couple of them. So I use some shipping tape. I have some shipping tape all set up, so I use that on a couple of things, and I'm going to show you up there where I did that shipping tape. And here, again, you can just cut it to fit. If you have a magic marker, like for example, I wanted to have it 3 inches missing. I'm going to show you this so you'll understand it when I get up there. I cut off 3 inches, okay? And then I was able to fit it up and keep it from getting water inside that area. And again, I'm going to show you this stuff, but I want to show you how easy this stuff is. This is the stuff they give you. They give you 3 or 4 of these, and you're going to cut them to fit your system. Okay, this is generic for all kinds of systems. They have 2 different kinds that goes like from 30 inches to 38 inches or whatever, and then from 39 inches to 48 inches or whatever. Everyone's different. All the mini splits are different. So you want to, these are all generic. So make it fit for yours. All right. So don't worry about trying to, oh, this doesn't fit mine. Look, man, you got a pair of scissors. It cuts easily. I don't need this one anymore because all my systems are the same. So the point is it cuts that easy. All right. So we're going to go up. I'm going to take you up there. I'm going to show you exactly how it is, and we're going to knock it out. Okay, here's the top. When you're standing here looking inside this thing, this is what it looks like. Okay, I'll go ahead and do the bottom since we're right here. Now, you can see here I got the tack. First off, I put a tack right in the center because under a little bit of weight, I don't want it pulling down. Okay, a tack hole won't show up on a wall. It just doesn't, period. You have to look for it to try to find a tack hole. So I'll put a tack in there to hold it in place, okay? That way, I know when you're over there messing around, when you're going like this and you're spraying, you're pulling down on this thing or whatever, you're not moving the thing on the back, okay? The back stays solid because of your tack. All right, so what they do is, because this thing's set up like this, you can see without the Velcro strips and the little piece of plastic that I was showing you, when you were spraying, you could get potentially water up there, up on the wall. So that's why they have those little sleeves to stick up there. So now you can see how the Velcro thing works. You cut to fit yours. Okay, everyone's individual is different. So this is just the way mine is, so it works out perfect. So if I was spraying up here and I was going like crazy and I'm spraying up in here like this, it's not going to go anywhere near my wall. You can see it because of the way it's set up there. It's perfect. All right. So we know the bottom now is perfect. When I'm standing back here like this, and I've got my sprayer and I'm holding this down and I'm trying to get up in here and stuff like that, it's perfectly fine. You can see the back doesn't move. All right. So the back's not moving anywhere because of that tack. All right. So that's the whole point. Now up here, what I did is the plastic's there. I didn't have no Velcro though. So you can see there's no Velcro on this thing, but they give it to you Velcroed. So anyway, I just went ahead and scrapped the Velcro. I went ahead and just put it up above the thing. All right, I put a tack over there, and then over here on this side, I put a tack. All right, so that just holds that sleeve in place. What that sleeve is doing is it's going across. You can see I can't really pull it away, but what it does is it goes against the wall. Okay, and it comes inside the unit. This is a self-contained unit. Your mini splits are self-contained. So if you have water coming up and it's hidden right here, it's washing down. So you're perfectly fine. So right now I could totally spray like crazy and it would never get on the wall. Okay, because it has the blue makes a top barrier and then that plastic is coming down by itself. All right, just so you know, that's exactly what you're going to do too. Now over on this side, you aren't going crazy. When you're spraying this thing, you're not going crazy. You don't think you're just go, you're like going crazy, you're getting everywhere. So you don't even need to cover this up. Okay, I'm a spaz. Okay, things have happened in my life, so I decided I'm going to cover it anyway, be safe. So I just took a piece of that same plastic that I just showed you, and I just put the extra piece right here. And so I just went ahead and used some shipping tape and taped onto there, and I taped it onto this part right here. Okay, so that's just taped on. So it's just plastic taped on. It don't have to be great. You're not going to get any water on it. Okay, they don't want you to get water on it. It's electrical or electronic too. So there's no reason to get water on it. You're not going to be there. I'm going to show you as we do this thing how this all works. But I've done so many of these things and you don't get water anywhere near there. So you don't have to. But because things happen, you should cover it anyway, just in case you spaz out and sneeze and get something on your electronics. You don't want to do that. So protect yourself if you're insecure like me. All right, other than that, you're probably fine without it. All right, so anyway, this whole thing's fantastic. We're going to spray this whole thing, including back here. I'm going to try to get you a light, if I can see this thing. Hold on. Here we go. Now, I'm going to try to get you so you can see this back here. Back here, underneath here, people don't show you doing this, but I'm going to show you how we're cleaning the back side too. Okay, with the system that you're going to buy, or at least I'm going to tell you to buy, you can do whatever you want. But if you buy my system, it's not mine. If you buy the system I buy, then you're going to be able to clean all this back here too, that most people don't get to. They all show you this. They show you this whole thing here, and they show you how they're cleaning it and all that. Well, that's all dim dandy, but they're not showing the back part. And the back part needs to be cleaned as much as anything else, because think about it. This is where everything's dirty. All the dirt's right here on top. It goes through those fins right there. And so then it goes onto your your filters right here, but it's already come through the top. Okay, so that top is as dirty as anything else. It needs to be cleaned, and I'm going to show you how to do it. It's really super fast and easy with our sprayer. The sprayers are so awesome. You're going to love these things. It makes short work of this work. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and take you inside here for a second. Okay, when you look inside here, you can see the fan. I'm going to go ahead and pull this stuff off. I actually don't like it anyway, all the stuff. But anyway, you can see the fins in there, they're all dirty, okay? They're all filthy. All right, so because of that, we're gonna get in there and spray the heck out of those too, but that's super easy to do, okay? So we're gonna pull off these grills here. You can see it right here, a couple of screws. Again, yours might be different. This is just mine. So I have a couple of screws to pull off and get this grill out of the way, all right? And I never use these fins here. These little fins here, I always take these off too. These little fins, I never use them. They're not practical. They don't do anything, as far as I'm concerned. So if you have them, you can keep them. You can spray right through them onto your wheel. But I just pull them off. So anyway, you're going to see mine gone here in a minute. I'll go ahead and keep going. Okay, as I said, I always just pull these down and throw them away. They're valueless. They don't do anything for me. And so they don't stop you from sticking something in there. They don't do anything. All right, so they're just valueless as far as I'm concerned. They put them in there for somebody, but they're not for me. So you can take them off and leave them off, or you can leave them in. Totally up to you. But I'm going to show you what it looks like with them gone and how easy it is to do a cleaning with them gone too. But anyway, you can leave them. You can just shoot through them. There's no reason not to, but this is what I do. Just letting you know. Okay, when you're in here now, you can see the fan. And when you're spraying, you'll just move the fan. Okay, you'll use your hand. You can see here I'm moving the fan like this. So you can just move the fan and spray. Like this, you'll be spraying, and then just move the fan again and just spray. Because your pressure is going to want to spin the fan. It's going to go zzz, and you won't be able to get it as clean. So you just hold it still, and you hold it still with your hand. And then as you do it, you'll see this all gets super clean. Okay? It worked out great. You guys are going to love this thing, how fast this thing goes. Okay, what we're going to look at right now is the gun. These things are about 450 pounds of pressure. So it's 450 PSI. And it comes with a 6-inch extension here. And that's the only one we're really going to use besides this one here. And this is for the top. And I'll give you the link for this one too. Those come with a whole kit. They come with the whole kit, so stuff you can buy, you can have for all different kinds of projects. But for our mini split, that's all we need is for this one here, and then this one here for doing the top of the IDU, your inside unit, and also behind your ODU. Lots of times our ODUs we have really close to the wall, and it's really hard to get back there with this. You can see how big it is. You know you don't have room for this behind your ODU. Okay, so you have this instead, and it's pointed at the right direction. So anyway, these are fantastic. This one right here, all the other ones are kind of fluff. You may never ever use them, but they come in a kit. What are you going to do? But 450 PSI. I don't use chemicals anymore. At first I tried the chemical stuff they use, and it's perfectly fine. Let me go ahead and bring this down a little bit so you can see it. Anyway, I just use water now, okay? And because it works. I mean, I use hot water, but still, it works. I don't need any more. So because I keep the units clean, I do this a couple times a year to all my units. And because I do that, they're always relatively clean. And so you want to keep them, clean. You want to use water. You don't have to use the chemicals. They have, like I said, spray foam and a bunch of other different kinds of things. But you don't need them as long as you keep them clean. Now, maybe for the first time, maybe yours is a complete wreck, and maybe go ahead and just use it. I'll put a link down below the ones I used, and they were good. They were good, but they're unnecessary once you keep it clean and maintained. So anyway, if yours is a wreck, I'll leave a link to a good foamer below. Anyway, with this thing here, you just take this thing. It comes with a really killer battery, so it'll last you the whole duration of your cleaning your mini split inside and out. Then you just charge it again for the next time. Anyway, so there's no hoses, there's no anything besides this hose here that's running into our hot water. And then, so I'm going to go up there on top of the ladder because, my mini split's pretty high. I'm sure yours is too. So you're going to need a ladder to get up on it. I got a little 3 or 4 step thing here. I'll use that. But for now, I'll let you know how it's going to look when I'm down below. When I'm working this thing, this is what it looks like down below. It's just this thing here is stuck. It's stuck into the water. and it just maintains. Okay, so once it's down there, it's doing great. So then what you want to do is turn it on and get it moving. Okay, now once you see it go, you can see how good it works. Okay, that's 450 pounds of hot water. Okay, we were all contained on our outfit up there to protect the water from the walls from getting wet and everything. So we're just going to get up there and get to town. 450 pounds is perfect. You shouldn't go sideways with it so the fins would bend. You want to keep in line with the fins all the time. But there's no issue at all. They're not going to get hurt at all by this 450 pounds of pressure, as long as you're not going sideways on them. And so you're in control of this thing. You can see right here, it's not jumping out of my hands. It's not doing anything weird. It's just a tool. And until you pull the trigger, it doesn't do anything. Okay, so we're going to get up there. We're going to hold it and we're going to do our job slowly but surely. That's why I was saying before, you don't have to worry about the electronics because you're not going like crazy, spraying like a banshee and holding on like for dear life. You're up there. You're in full control of this whole thing. All right, and once you use the hot water. Right here, you see, once you use the hot water, now your hose is also very limber. So even if it was a little bit rigid at first, now it's not. It's just a wet noodle now. So you're in full control of this thing. There's nothing weird. Okay, you're just going to get up there and get it done. So I'm going to take you up there and we're going to knock it out. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we got that part down. I'm going to try to bring you down to where you can see underneath here and see the wheel, how I'm doing the wheel. Okay, give me a second. Okay, apparently you're just going to have to trust me because I can't get you any closer. But anyway, this is how I do it. Again, I use my fingers to hold the wheel from turning and I spray one section at a time. Now, if you don't hold it with your hand, your wheel will just spin crazily because it's 450 pounds of pressure. Okay, so you need to hold it with your hand and do the whole thing. So now I've done the whole thing. Now I'm going to take you up to the top, and hopefully I'll be able to show you, perhaps more. But I don't really know. If I had a second person, it'd be working out great. But I'm going to do the best I can for you. Okay, now we have this part here. Okay, that's what I was telling you about before, and this is going to work for doing up underneath that. Top up here. So I'm going to go up there myself and we're going to do it, but you can see how it's going to work. It's going to work great. Look at that. I mean, it literally is going to shoot right down on it, which is impossible without this tool. Okay, that way you know you're getting it clean, but I may or may not be able to show you, but I'm going to take you up the best I can. Okay, here we go. I couldn't get you any closer, so this is as good as you're going to be able to see, but you'll be able to see me work, and you can see how fast it goes. Beautiful. Okay, I'll take you in for a close-up shot of everything. Okay, so let's take a quick look-see. that looks like behind there. You've probably never seen back there before. So now you're seeing it for the first time. See how everything's perfectly clean now? Totally awesome. And now let's look up inside. Okay. Now you can see the wheel is, hopefully you can see this. I'm not sure if you're able to see it or not. Okay, so anyway, I'll have to look in editing whether you can see it or not, but I see it and it looks perfect. And so I'm just going to clean the front one more time. I'll take you through that, and that'll just wash off the rest of this perfectly. And then we're going to check it all out. So let me go ahead and wash off the front one more time now that we did the back. We did the back second, okay, and I want to do the back first. So anyway. Okay, we'll go ahead and do the front one more time. Okay, I'm going to bring you in closer here so you can see it. That's the fan, the blower, or whatever you want to call it, the wheel, squirrel cage. Anyway, it all looks perfect. Again, as you'll move it with your hand like this. Just move it and then you clean, and then you move it again and then you clean, just like you were seeing me do there. Then it'll get really clean, okay? And it'll be ready to go. All right, so everything else is clean. It all looks perfect. We're gonna let it dry out here. And should work out good. I think it's great. So anyway, I'm going to take you out and show you the ODU. We'll knock that out too. The parts, like for example, these parts here, I'm gonna take those outside and spray those also. Okay, then we'll just wash them down and put them back in. Altogether, it took about 15 minutes to install the cover, and then about another 15 minutes, if nobody was watching, if I wasn't trying to make a video, about 15 minutes to clean the thing. And then I'll go out and clean the outside, and you'll see that takes another 5-10 minutes at the very most. So literally a half hour, you're in and out of this thing. Even if you took an hour by just taking your time, messing around, you would be done. So in 1 hour, twice a year, it's fine. As you can see, the water's filthy, and that's from, it's just 6 months ago. Okay, I cleaned it 6 months ago, and it looked, as you saw inside there, it looked relatively clean. So it gets filthy quick. And so anyway, it should look no worse than this, when you're doing yours. It doesn't make a mess. You know what I mean? It's all contained inside this unit. All right, so I'll put a link down below for the unit, and then I'll put a link for the pieces and for the gun. So the gun will be one, the extra pieces you can get, that elbow will be another, and use the elbow again for doing the top of the IDU like we showed, and also the back of the ODU. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do that too. All right, let's go out and do the ODU right now. I'll put a link to all the tools that I used and the foam. Like I said, I don't use foam anymore. I clean the units twice a year and you just don't need it. Hot water's fine. But if you happen to have a really nasty one right now, then just get the foam for the first time and then get on a maintenance schedule so you don't have to ever use it again. So that's what I used at first. That first time I didn't know any better, after the first 2 years or whatever, I went and saw, so I cleaned it really good. But ever since then, I've been maintaining with just hot water. So anyway, so if you need this foam, fine. I'll put a link in the comments. And then the tools, I'll put a link in the comments for the gun and the adapter. And like I said, the adapter, if you can find it all by itself, that'd be great. But I had to buy the whole kit. I couldn't find the right ends all by itself. And the kit only costs like $10 or $15. I don't know. It's not very much for the whole thing. And you might find a use for it somewhere. You know, it's a pressure washer. I happen to have 9 of them, so all different kinds of pressure washers, so I don't really need it, but you might really find it useful. So anyway, pick up the kit. It's a little cheap kit, and it comes with a bunch of cool tips and everything. You know, it's got like 7 or 8 tips. And then I'll put everything inside the comment section, okay? See you guys. Okay, and if I didn't show you before, this whole gun thing and everything is all set up into this bucket. And it is just like, you know, a couple of gallons. You can see there was much in the other bucket that I cleaned already. It don't take much, so a couple of gallons is fine. And I'm going to use a straight one for this side. You can tell it's not really that dirty, but I'm just showing you how to do it. Mine's cleaned 6 months ago, and they don't get that dirty. So anyway, I'll go ahead and show you how this shows it with, you know, what you're doing. You only do it from the outside. You don't do the inside of this ODU unit. You don't open up a fan and do any of that. You just do the outside, just here and then the back side. Okay, and I'll show you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the other tip on. I'll show you the back. Okay, try to show it to you. It's hard to hold in the hand at the same time, but the only way I can get back here. Okay, as you can see, there was no way to get behind there with the gun. It would have just been too much. So you really need that tip to get behind. And the same thing as the on top of the IDU. It's impossible to do it without it. Anyway, so if you have any questions, put them down below. I'll put the link to the gun, to the special tips, and then the cover. And remember, if you have the cover, it all depends on which IDU you have. There's 2 different flavors for the cover, so make sure you're picking the right one. Don't get the large. It won't work. Even you can see right now, I have the 30-inch IDU, and that's at the bottom scale of this thing. So it had extra. That's why it was a little loose in spots, because it's this small one, you know. And but then they open up from 30 to 38 or whatever. So it's better to get, you know, the size you need. And this will work out good. Anyway, if you have any questions, put them below. See ya. I would take you in for a little behind the scenes action. Be able to see what it looks like. All right, looks clean. So that's it.